I'm Zim, and you're listening to the Helpful Photographer Podcast in collaboration with New York City Photo Safari. To register for a safari, please visit newyorkcityphotosafari.com. A lot of photographers love entering photo contests, and there are a lot of them out there. Whether you're entering a contest with prizes or just your camera club's monthly contest, there are a few things you should keep in mind if your goal is to win. The first thing you need to know is you're playing to an audience. Remember, it's not about whether or not you like the photo, it's about whether or not the judges like your photo. Judges are humans with likes and dislikes. They're all subjective creatures. So a little bit of time researching these judges can go a long way in helping you win a photo contest, or at least place in a better position. It would behoove you to understand the judge's background and their biases. If the judge is an artist, then you can look up their work online. There, you'll find a treasure trove of information. The colors they tend to use in their own artwork means that there's a particular color palette that they gravitate to. Do they prefer vertical or horizontal images? What subject do they tend to depict in their work? On the other hand, if they're not an artist, but they're an art director or an editor, what industry do they work in? Do they work in fashion, music, automotive, food? If your image can pique that interest, then you'll probably have a better shot at it. Very occasionally, the judge or judges won't have an art industry portfolio that'll help you. But perhaps they have a Twitter or an Instagram account that will help inform you of their likes and dislikes. If a judge seems to enjoy beach vacations, wouldn't logic dictate that photos of a beach or a sunny vacation spot give you a leg up? If you find a Twitter post about how they hate spiders and you submit a photo of a spider, will they still be objective? As you've noticed so far, I haven't mentioned anything about settings or depth of field or focus. That's because none of these things will matter if the judge is arachnophobic and you present a photo of a spider. Although it is easier when there's only one judge versus a panel of judges, I still think it's important to do a little bit of research about your audience. Beyond all of this, you just need to put your best foot forward and walk away. Depending on how much competition you have, the whole contest can really come down to luck of the draw and has nothing to do with how good the image is. Let me share a story with you. A while back, I sat in on a noted New York City photo contest. There were nearly 6,000 submissions and 5 judges who worked in the magazine and advertising industry. Let's think about this. If the judges looked at each image for only 5 seconds, it would mean that it would take them more than 8 hours to view the images without a break or discussion. Although in the end they did not look at every image for 5 seconds, it still took all day. What I observed watching those judges score the images was that the scores got higher after a break where we gave them a snack. And the further we got from the break, the lower the score. Now, let me be clear. There were some photos that really sucked that showed up right after the break, and they didn't get a high score. But I did notice that there were some images that were quite reasonable that showed up before a break that should have been scored much higher, but weren't. So the key is that the bigger the contest, the more likely it'll be like playing the lottery. Consider the Metro newspaper worldwide photo contest. Can you believe that it draws over 100,000 entries? Can you imagine the process it takes to review that many images? I know they invite notable photographers to judge the contest and that they're paid an honorarium and are given more than 4 weeks to make their decision. But 100,000 images? That's a lot. So just because you win or didn't win a contest may mean very, very little. Sometimes it's just luck of the draw. By the way, the winner of that contest I sat in on? It was an image of a celebrity. It had been a long day, and the judges were ready to go home because they were giving up a Saturday and they weren't being paid to be there. The debate didn't last very long, as 3 of the judges, well, they were kind of enamored with that particular celebrity, so the other judges didn't put up a fight. I thought it was a solid photo, but was it the best photo? That's to be debated. My point is simply this. Do your research, do the best you can, and roll the dice. But before you enter another photo contest, do make sure you listen to the previous podcast on what to look for in a photo contest and red flags. That's it for now. Until next time, keep on shooting.